Hello fellow scale modelers, welcome back to another video. It's your host Ray. Today I've got the blue square models VK-28.01 ALFS A in 1/72 scale. It's a pretty cool tank, and I believe this is the only review of one of these blue square models VK-28.01s on YouTube, so I hope I can be a reliable source for you if you're considering buying this. There's quite a lot to cover, so I'll jump straight into it. First, I'll go over the facts about the kit itself, then the building process, then all the small details it includes, and then I'll give you my personal opinion at the very end. So let's jump straight into it. So, Blue Square Models released two variants of the VK-28.01. The ALFS A, which had the 5cm gun, and the ALFS B, which had the 10.5cm gun and the updated and a cupola that stuck out of the turret. The ALFS A variant didn't have this cupola. This little cupola assembly here. And the kit that I have is a modified ALFS A. So I'll explain the modifications in a bit as well. Now about the kit itself, it's very simple, very few pieces. The turret is all one piece. And I believe the gun mantlet, you have to attach that as well. And the turret does not rotate. It does not have any room to move, so you have to fix it in one permanent position. And I decided to do mine facing forward. The mantlet, I think you can configure it to have it like elevated in some way, but honestly, I don't think you get that much room to actually glue it somewhere, so you have to. And when I refer to the mantlet, it's this whole assembly here. So this part right here and this part right here. You have to glue it onto the turret itself and leave it permanently there. Again, this is a display model. It's not a toy, so I kind of get their reasoning behind not having it elevate and depress. What else? The hull comes as one piece. Very simple. You have to glue these little exhaust pipes though, so that's kind of weird. Honestly, it's not that big of an issue though. The tracks are one-piece tracks. The wheels, the drive sprocket, the road wheels, and the rear wheel here, they come attached to the tracks themselves, which are plastic parts. This is all resin, by the way. This is all a resin model, so yeah, there's nothing really here to interact with the model and play with it or anything like that. Yeah, I'm giving you a quick 360 of the tank before I get into the details. Also, before I get into the details, I also want to point out that this tank does not include any decals, and if I recall correctly, I don't think it included very many instructions either. Might have included one, like a page of instructions, but it includes no decals. So these little crosses here that you see, those are custom editions from other scale model kits. So I just want to warn you for that. First, start up at the front of the tank. Here you've got just the angled, wow, the thing got stuck to my finger. So you got the front of the hull, you've just got the hull here, here's the front, and here's some attachments for something. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the holes are actually hollow, so that's quite cool. And there's the fenders. Fenders look okay. I think they're pretty easy to handle, and if you want to weather them, I think you have to warm them up a little and then like bend them with like pliers or tweezers or something. Here's the lower glasses plate, or however the hell you say that. Nothing too special with it either. And of course you got the driver's optics so he can see where he's going. Up here you can see the driver's hatch and what I'm going to assume is either the assistant driver or radio operator's hatch. So yeah, you can't position those open or closed. You have to have them permanently closed or permanently molded into the hull. Now we'll get into the turret. Here's the gun. This is supposed to be replicating the 10.5cm gun without a muzzle brake. The only reason it doesn't have a muzzle brake is because I didn't have one on hand. And yeah, here's the mantlet. Nothing too special. And oh, and it actually does have a machine gun port. There's the machine gun port right there. Getting up to the top of the turret, here you have a ventilation, little vent here for ventilation. And here is a wooden cupola. This I made on my own, as you can tell, and I made this a while ago, so it looks kind of bad. It's made from wood and spare plastic parts, and yeah, I just glued it together to make it look like a German cupola from a German tank cupola from World War II, and I think I did a decent job, but of course it can always be improved upon. Up here you have what's supposed to be a little hook so the crew could easily access the turret. And we'll get to the side of the hull. Here you've got a shovel and some, I'm going to guess, barbed wire cutters. And there's the rest of the side of the hull. You can see there's actually a little cross, or not, a Balkan cross under the existing one. That's because I actually tried adding one, but in the end I didn't like it, so I just put the newer one over the older one. And here, the side looks pretty empty here. There's supposed to be spare tracks here, but I decided not to add those because I just didn't like them. Here's the back. All of this except for the exhaust pipes here are molded into the plastic, or not plastic, but the resin. So you have a jack rest block, some rope, some engine hatches, access hatches. You have the jack for maintenance. And wait, what did I call this? I'm not sure what I call this, but this is the jack rest block. Here's the fire extinguisher. Here's the exhausts, an engine hatch, and 2 radiator vents. Here's the other side. You've got a manual engine start and an axe. As for the tracks, here are the tracks. Nothing too special about them. Yep. And there's the other side. Other than that, there's not much else to talk about. It's a pretty nice kit, very rare, not gonna lie, but that's all I really have to say. Overall, I'd recommend it for anywhere between 10 to 20, maybe 25 US dollars. Do your calculations if you do pay in a different currency. Yeah, also in terms of dimensions, it's a little less than 3 inches long. Yes, I'm from the US. I use the imperial system. In the metric system, I'm not exactly sure how much that is. So yeah, it's roughly 3 inches long and about 2 inches tall. So yeah, do your conversions. I'm very sorry for those of you watching around the world. I just don't have a ruler on me, and I would use the metric system, but because like most of the world uses that, so yeah, but I had to use the imperial system this time. Other than that, it's a decent kit. If you want to buy it, go for it. Make sure you get some modeling experience, obviously, because you don't want to really mess up one of these kits, because they're quite valuable and rare. And yeah, if I missed anything, if you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. I'll answer as soon as possible and the best to my abilities. But that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this to your friends who might like it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.